Can cannabis actually help you cut back on drinking? A new study out of Colorado says yes, and the results are wild. But first, check this out. We want you to come on over and join us at realdgc.com. I wanted to remind y'all, membership is free, guys. We have a great growing community over there for real. Check out these groups. You're going over there to ask a grow question, hang out and grow talk, throw down some memes. We have 4,000 active growers over there. No censorship. realdgc.com. Membership is free. Come on over and hang out. Step up and become a producer. Get those grower dividends. You'll see what I'm talking about. Check out realdgc.com. Get grow strong, yo. All right, let's do this. I like this. I don't necessarily have to give up everything. I got something else to help me out. So I did.
Yeah, California sober. And that is, you're definitely giving up the booze. And let's be honest, the booze, I think, is the most damaging. And the booze is usually the gateway to the harder stuff. I know you say weed is the gateway drug. Hell no, alcohol is the gateway drug, man.
It definitely can get the inhibitions, do I say, down. I've definitely made some decisions that I would have not made hadn't I consumed that much beer. I'm growing up now, though. I'm grown up now, Scotty. Good to go. Yeah.
But so California sober is just weed. I think they will tolerate a little psychedelics if it is for personal growth. But man, it does allow you to have, I don't know, a little buzz, a little altered state of consciousness without it being really damaging to you.
Yeah. And they have a study, as I mentioned before. This is kind of interesting because on a level when you're doing study with a campus, federally funded campus, such as Boulder CU, they needed a workaround. So basically you can't do anything on campus grounds. So they got a mobile lab, which is basically like a van. They'd pull up to the participant's house and you could smoke weed, go out and drink beer in the van. I'm like, okay, all right. But you also had to supply, you had to supply your own weed. They could not supply you with that. Your own illegally purchased weed from a dispensary. But basically it was, they had 60-something participants, and more than half of them, this makes sense to me, drank 25% less after toking. And I've personally experienced this. If you know the show, I've always said, hey, man, if I sit down with an IPA and a joint, it's going to take me twice as long. I kind of enjoy it a little bit more too. Sure. And it also can bring in that self-consciousness. So just like psychedelics do sometimes, you might self-evaluate a little bit when you reach a certain level of highness, if you will.
Yeah, but it's also a lot of, I've talked to people that used to be on heroin, and this is before California sober. And I remember kind of being surprised because I always thought as a young person, you had to go straight if you were going to quit. And he was just smoking the weed. And he goes, this is all I need now. And I was like, interesting.
I like it. There are some people, like I've heard Steve O, if you've heard of Steve O, he's like, no. My personality is I can't do anything. He's like, not even the weed. Yep. As soon as I do one thing, it's going to go on everything else immediately. But I mean, we talk about the health effects. We all know what a hangover, not all of us. Hangovers are not good. Hangovers from alcohol just screws up. It can screw up your whole day. Obviously, that's where you do damn, alcohol really is a poison. I feel poisoned right now. Bad side effect. Where cannabis, granted, I know Grambo can come in here and there. There's green outs. You can have too many edibles, but if you're just toking or puffing on something, typically, it's great. There's no negative side effects health-wise, unless you chief smoke all day long, I suppose, your lungs. But compared to alcohol, godsend.
Yeah, I mean, everything in the right proportions or in the right moderation. But dude, you said alcohol's a poison, and I was just thinking about, what do you do when you want to sterilize a wound, when you want to kill anything living? You rub alcohol on it, We use it to kill. Wow, it's mind-blowing, man.
But now also we have the legal market, right? Legal market, because there are some people that aren't going to go ever buy cannabis from a dealer in quotation marks, or, if they feel if they can go to a dispensary, they can walk in a door regularly. They like the feeling of that. They're not breaking the law. They're not going to some shady back alley deal or something like that, right?
Well, let's be honest, man. Getting weed, at least back in the 90s for me, you used to need a hookup. You would have to, a lot of times I'd be calling, did you get anything? You get, no, I'm dry, man. And then when they would get something, A, you didn't know what you were getting. but B, you had to deal with whatever's going on over there. This person was a blithering mess. You had to be friends with them in order to get you some weed, man. It was a lot of effort sometimes.
Not all dealers, but Grambo, I think, can you describe the typical, like you're going over to some guy's house to pick up some weed? It's like, is it a nice place? What's happening? Just
pineapple.
It always smells like wet dog. They always have a snake. Like, oh, this is my albino python. And then there's a weird guy sleeping over in the thing. And remember, Pineapple Express is about that. All the shenanigans, hanging out with a guy you don't want to hang out with for weed.
You know what's messed up is I definitely knew a guy with the snake, and every now and again, you'd go over there and be like, yeah, the snake bit me, man. I'm got to get the fangs out. You would talk like that.
Yeah. Legal access, I mean, there has its yings and yangs, pros and cons, if you will, but that is one benefit. If you didn't have, don't get me wrong, some guys were the nice grower hookup. You go out and you have a good time catching up, smoking a J, and get a couple of OZs at a good price from a good grow. But I dig the idea. I don't know exactly. I guess the term California sober comes up from they're the first state to, I don't know, they have the most recognition and OG history of cannabis and strains. We could just call it, cannabis sober. It's a great thing, man. And it's I don't care if you want to call it a crutch. It's not bad having a crutch for something that's not as harmful to your health as alcohol.
Yeah, I'm not mad about the name California sober, right? You can get a California health plate, you're getting, right?
I'll throw out California sober saved my life. I got hurt playing hockey. I lived in the Midwest. It was the mid 2000s. Doctors were just he's like, back surgery or opioids? And I was like, opioids. I started taking them way too much, and it was cannabis edibles that got me off of it. And I will thank dispensary edibles till the day I die. Thank God there was something to replace that demon.
Yeah. It's crazy, Grambo. Those pills are insanely addictive. Alcohol that you can buy at every store might even be more, man.
And don't forget, alcohol is the only drug you can die from withdrawal.
Wow, you can overdose on alcohol too. You can't overdose on weed, Grambo. Can you?
Not yet.
We've tried.
Grambo certainly has.
All right, give us some comments below. Let us know if you've tried the California sober. I don't want to call it a diet, but it sounds almost like a diet. Or
it's a lifestyle, bro. Hang on, it's not a diet; it's a lifestyle.
I dig. Sounds like we should start a club. We do have a club, realtgc.com. But yeah, let us know in your comments, your experience, not only with alcohol, what other things, how has cannabis helped you? Maybe like Grandma just mentioned, opioids or anything else. Leave us some comments below.
Come on. If you dug this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come on, share this video with a grower that you know, and check out the other couple of videos YouTube's recommending because the dude thinks you'll dig it.